Hello, I'm Jessica Russ, and this is my project for Modern Biomed Technologies, which is heated gloves. Many painful conditions can affect the hand and wrist, including arthritis, tendonitis, and carpal tunnel. The application of heat can help decrease soreness, muscle pain, and increase blood flow to help people with these conditions. However, one problem with heat treatments is that they're the only thing you can do during that time period. Heat packs are one common option, but they have the flaw of having to actively hold them on the heat affected area. This makes doing anything with your hands especially difficult. But if you have something to hold the heat pack for you, like say a glove, this problem goes away. The solution I propose is a heated glove. The concept is an insulated glove that can hold a heat pack against a hand. It has to have structure as to not have the heat pack move, be easy to build, and also not majorly restrict hand movement. While heated braces do exist, the concept with these gloves is to make them more malleable and easier to wear for longer periods. Chemical or electrical heat packs should be supported by the gloves, though for ease of testing and not wasting multiple heat packs, only electrical heat packs were tested. Over the course of development, a couple options were explored. For the structure, a quilted design was developed. The quilted material was made by sewing lines across the glove to seal small sections of packing material in place. The quilted portion was made as a single sheet and then made into a glove by combining it using a strip of fabric. This can easily be removed and changed to increase or decrease the size of the glove. Two pockets were added for the heat pack, one for the back of the hand/palm and one for the outside or inside of the wrist. A couple of tests were run to determine a packing material for the quilted fabric. Both rice and ceramic beads were tested. Samples were made of the fabric, which were then heated in the oven and then left to cool. A thermometer was used to take their temperature every minute. It was determined that the rice and ceramic lose heat at similar rates within a couple of degrees of each other. So rice as the cheaper option was chosen. The idea of making a rice pillow for a heat pack isn't new, though the idea of using a glove for it seems to be, so the method has some backing to it. Here is the prototype demonstration.
Hello, this is the part where I show the prototype. This is the prototype. I also made two samples, one of ceramic beads and one of rice. I tested these samples the way I talked about earlier. I chose rice for how cheap it is and how easy it is to require. About twice the amount of beads I was used to build this sample cost around $5, though I assume if I was actually buying it in bulk, it would be cheaper. If this was ramped up to a large scale, rice, on the other hand, would start to have some more issues. It has the issues of being susceptible to moisture and mold. So going back to the actual prototype, this is the cloth strip I talked about earlier. It's for sizing the glove for the individual, as the actual fabric takes significantly longer to make. This whole amount took around 7 hours, while the strip only took around 20 minutes to size, cut, and so on. Here is where the heat pack is currently placed. The pocket it's in isn't actually sealed, as the glove itself is tight enough to hold the heat pack to the skin, even if it moves around. This also allows for easier charging and taking out the heat packs. It's not super tight, though. I can stick my other hand in next to the heat pack with no issues. And here are the pockets. There's one on the top and then one on the bottom that currently has the heat pack. The heat packs themselves can be completely removed, so the rice can be heated on its own if the area doesn't want heat in one specific spot. Another advantage of being able to take the heat packs out completely, like so, is that these need to be charged, so they can be charged easier when you're not having to plug the cord into the actual glove. And if you want to change out the heat pack, you can actually do that, which is something you need to do for any chemical heat pack.
So, in the end, the glove meets the requirements I originally set out. They hold their shape well due to the quilted pattern, are easy to make, needing only thread, cloth, rice, and some type of heat pack, chemical or electrical, and they are lightly weighted but still allow the user to easily move. The heat pack itself is easily positioned against each wrist, which is a common problem area and thus can provide heat to help soothe aches. For future work on this project, the glove has some issues with slipping due to the thumb hole being too large. Since these gloves would need to be semi-custom made for sizing purposes, The thumb size could be measured for the individual to prevent this issue. Along the same vein, the top of the glove needs to be raised to cover the entire palm. The glove is currently not perfectly interchangeable from the left to the right hand, as it doesn't rise to cover the back of the hand when worn on the right. Another issue that should be addressed is the need of additional pouches so that the heat pack can be positioned in more places around the hand or arm. A final future project would be to expanding to hats, scarves, or other items such as blankets. However, the larger the item, the more prohibitive the number of heat packs required would be. This section of the future work is really important to me because I originally had the idea for people on dialysis like my grandpa, he gets very cold when he's doing it. His dialysis clinic doesn't allow you to use electric blankets that plug into the wall, so the idea was to make a hat or blanket that doesn't need to be plugged in. The quilted fabric/heat pad combo used for these gloves would work well for a heated hat, which I think would help him. However, the amount of time for actually making the fabric made it prohibitive to do for this project. Here are my references. Thank you for listening.